my name's Beth Turner with Gambling Insider, and today I'm with Simona Stojanovska, Commercial Manager of QiH Group. Simona, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Beth. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure having this conversation with you.
And I appreciate you being here. So you joined QiH Group around just under 4 years ago. What was the company first like when you joined, and how has your role changed?
So, as you said, it's almost 4 years. I'm going to celebrate the anniversary for it next week. So,
congratulations.
And yes, thank you. And since joining nearly 4 years ago, I've witnessed significant growth and positive changes within the company. So, when I first joined, we were a much smaller company than we are now. And my very first manager was a woman, Alexandra Petrovska. She was the one who helped me to initially understand the business, understand the industry, and lay the foundations of the whole business of QiH. And it was a great inspiration for me. So to her, I'm forever grateful on that because, through her work, dedication, and inspiration, I've managed to improve as well and grow within the company. So throughout the years, my role transformed significantly, just like the company itself. So I began as a junior team member, and primarily I was focusing on just identifying new partnerships and learning the business and the industry inside out. And as the time went on, I widened my knowledge and began managing larger partnerships. And also some of the ones that I onboarded grew in size, leading me to become more involved into data, optimization, and partnership growth. So with the hard work and support from my manager, currently Luke Glover, I was able to expand. I was able to take on more responsibilities and advance within the company. And as I mentioned at the beginning, with my growth, the company grew as well. And in 2023, QiH became the highest new year power affiliates entered in our first submission, which is another testament to the growth that QiH Group experienced in recent years.
Fantastic, and congratulations on that. In terms of diversity, when you first joined QiH Group, what was that like? And do you feel the presence of yourself and other women has changed that?
Yeah. So, when I joined, the company workforce was predominantly male, and that's not something uncommon we're seeing in the iGaming industry. However, I would like to say that, the company has made significant strides in improving diversity and inclusion. And now actually it's the other way around. And I'm so proud to say that our MK team, so we have two teams, UK and MK. I'm based in Macedonia. So our MK team has strong female presence. And it goes from HR to finance and operations. I can, witness firsthand that their contribution makes an impact in reaching company goals. So yes, I can definitely see how women influence increasing diversity through the dedication they put and their hard work.
Fantastic. And as a woman in leadership, what qualities do you try and exude to most efficiently manage your team?
Well, when I think about people management and when it comes to people management, here it's important to mention emotional intelligence first. I think it's very important to know how to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions and the emotions of others. Sensing the motivation of your team members, sensing new opportunities and potential, and most important, resolving conflicts without escalating them is all part of this, process and management of people. Another thing would be, being team-oriented. As a leader, one of our core company values is teamwork, and we excel in that, which I'm very happy about. Leading by example, I believe, is what motivates and inspires team members to reach a common goal. That's what inspired me through, the example that I've mentioned about my previous first manager, Alexandra, and then my current manager, Luke. And that's what inspires team members to, constantly strive and be better and just reach to that goals that each individual team member has. And then I think Another thing is just being open-minded and adapting to challenges that might arise, because in this dynamic environment and this business, every day is different. We don't have the same day. Every day something different will happen, and each situation is unique in its own way. And we need, to approach it with an open mind. It's very important because we need to make a decision, and we cannot just, think of a certain situation without exploring options and just understanding why that situation happened and what's the actual cause of it. And stepping out of the comfort zone is actually where all those opportunities, lay for us. And just pushing people and motivating your team to become stronger and get out that, comfort zone is something that will help them take on the next steps. And I believe that these three qualities will sure, help get the best out of your team.
Fantastic, fantastic. And we've briefly talked about your former manager, Alexandra. How can women in leadership, what are some key ways that women in leadership roles can uplift other women in the gaming industry to diversify management?
Yeah, I would say first, for sure, mentorship. And for me, what is mentorship? That means identifying, developing female talent through giving opportunities for them to grow within a company. For example, providing adequate trainings when you recognize the talent will help them navigate the industry and climb the industry ladder. Another key way from my perspective, which is very important for me personally, is encouraging female leaders to speak more on panels and showcase their knowledge. Highlighting the achievements and career journeys is something that women in gaming should shout more about. And seeing other women stepping into the spotlight can inspire and uplift other women in gaming, which can lead to increased diversity at management levels, I believe.
Fantastic. And going on that, from talking about panels, there are a lot of groups within our industry already that are kind of there designed to empower women and to empower women in leadership. You've got Global Gaming Women, there was Ascend at IGB recently. How important do you feel creating those communities of women in the industry is for developing industry diversity?
I think the gaming community surely plays a vital role in developing the industry diversity. And again, promotion of leadership, female leadership, providing opportunities, networking within the industry is what I believe can empower and inspire women. And as you said, we have all of these different communities that for sure, empower and uplift women, and seeing those for someone, let's say, who is maybe doesn't feel that confident to step in and just be more into the spotlight, having these communities for sure, helps and boost up the confidence. And I think, everything takes time in whatever we do. So this, takes time as well. I think that is why it's extremely important for everyone involved in the process to show commitment, to show continued efforts to encourage female leaderships.
Wonderful. I really respect that. That's a great answer. Just changing things up slightly changing the ball here. When it comes to diversity in the workplace, there are a lot of businesses that are trying to incorporate new HR policies to try and diversify their businesses. Yeah. What are some common mistakes you've seen people make in doing that?
Thinking just way back from the start of my professional career, not only in iGaming, but outside of it, I would like to point out a few. First being, I think, failing to recognize talent and potential talent of a candidate just because they don't have industry experience is where some businesses miss opportunities. And iGaming is just another good example of this, because transferable skills can just be as valuable as direct industry experience. So in the hiring process, where they have policies in place for increasing diversity, and maybe they will have some candidates that don't necessarily have the industry experience, they fail to recognize the talent and how, those skills can be transferable and how they can help this individual grow in the company, but also identify how this individual can contribute and also expand the company itself and contribute to the company growth. Another thing, which I think is a very good point, is one size fits all. where companies promote a very generic approach to diversity policies. I think this shouldn't be the case, as all of us as employees, all of us have unique needs, and some policies need and can be amended to reflect those needs of a certain individual. And companies need to push forward toward this and just make sure that every individual is heard and take that into consideration, which leads to my next point, that companies need to focus on having regular assessment feedback processes in place. I think employee feedback is crucial and can help evaluate the processes they put in place and their effectiveness. And at the same time, having that employee feedback can provide valuable insights into how these processes can be improved, because another part of our company value is improve processes, embrace and make them better. So I think each company should take this and put into their strategy and planning when considering these procedures into diversifying their employee range.
But yeah, just one more question to round things out today, and I really do appreciate your time today, Simona. That's all right, but one thing I've noticed is that sometimes women will hold themselves back from going into leadership roles, both in part because of how male-dominated some of the industry is, but also because of how some women have been raised and told, to keep themselves lower, to not ascend too high, to not almost get in the way of men. How can women change that perspective and change that viewpoint?
Yeah, so I think absolutely addressing the mindset that holds women back in gaming and overall, not only in gaming, from pursuing those high-level roles is crucial for fostering a more inclusive environment. I firmly believe that we can change this by celebrating all the wins and recognizing achievements, because even the small ones can have an impact on women to be more confident and inspired to seek those, roles. And even though it's male dominated, I would say, like seeing people shouting, especially women, around the achievements and securing a higher position and climbing through the industry and company ladder, it's something that can change the mindset of women. Another thing is networking and connecting with women who have successfully navigated those roles. That can help in a way that can change the mindset, as the experience of the women who are already in those high roles for sure will add value to women, not just like inside the company, but on an industry level to just give them that little push and a bit of confidence. Yeah, I'm good enough for this. I have qualities, I have knowledge, and let's share it and spread it with the world, not only with the company, and be more out there present, which can essentially lead to getting that higher role. And I think this is like very important. It's up to us women to change the narrative around these roles in the gaming industry, because I think we have all a part to play in fostering this environment that values diversity and encourages us to pursue leadership positions.
Fantastic. I couldn't agree with you more, and I really do appreciate your time today, Simona. Thank you so much for joining me here on The Huddle. I really do appreciate your time.
Thank you, Beth, and it was again an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, and it was great just discussing about these topics, which are very common in the industry at the moment.